Hi guys, something I've been wondering is what exactly is the effect of full moon on Oskayaat monsters? So for the past few weeks and during the last full moon, I've been quite extensively hunting Oskayaat, both the were tigers and were crocodiles, so that I could get some reliable answers to the question, what exactly is the difference? So that's what we're going to take a look at in this video. So let's jump in straight away into where crocodiles -1, and there's quite a lot of information on the screen, so let me just break it down for you real quick. Here in the top left we have my character sheet and my equipment that I used when hunting during the full moon. On the right hand side here we have the equipment and the levels and skills when I was hunting during non-full moon, i.e. during the regular respawn. So as you can see, I only have 6 extra levels basically, and nothing else has changed, right? 6 levels, so not a big difference. Now below we have the hunt analyzers, and we have one hunt analyzer from the full moon. And this is pretty accurate. I mean, I did a few hunts there. I have only got one analyzer, but it was something around this. So I think this is pretty accurate. And we have 3 analyzers from when I was doing regular hunting outside of the full moon. Now, when we put all of those analyzers together, we come up with this table here in the middle. And this is the summary for were crocodiles -1 on a 420-ish level paladin. The raw experience goes from about 3.5 million to about 3.7 million on full moon. The loot is, at least in my example, very similar. I would say that I was a little bit unlucky during the full moon. I expect that the full moon loot on average is going to be higher. I would expect the full moon loot to be 5 to 10% higher. We don't quite see this in this analyzer here, but that is my expectation. And with regards to the bestiary, this is quite a big one. The bestiary for the regular panthers is pretty similar, around 5 hours. For the were crocodile, it goes up during the full moon. But as you can see, the feral were crocodile, which is the rarest one here, this is the one that spawns more during the full moon. It goes from 18 hours to 11-hour bestiary during the full moon. So if you were to hunt here during non-full moon only, it would take you 18 hours for full bestiary. If you were to hunt here during full moon only, it would take you 12 hours because the were crocodiles would actually be the last ones to be completed. So that's a saving of approximately 6 hours while hunting during full moon only, or about, 33% overall saving in time. So that's that. Those are the results from were crocodiles -1 that I found on level 425. And we will have a little summary section at the end of the video where I conclude my findings and stuff as well. But before we get to that, let's take a look at were tigers -2. So again, similar situation here in the top left, we have the equipment and the gear that I used when I was hunting during the full moon. On the right hand side, we have the results when I was hunting outside of the full moon. As you can see, it's basically the same equipment. The only difference I see is that I used the different trinket, the ice instead of the mana protection, but that didn't really make a difference. And the rest of the skills and gear are exactly the same. But again, I have 6 levels more during the regular hunt. But again, that's not a lot. 6 levels really shouldn't make much of a difference. And at the bottom, we have the results. And this is something that totally blew me away. It's one of the least expected things I've found in my career as a Tibia player. And I'm actually able to get more experience during regular Oskayaat than full moon at were tigers -2 at this level on a paladin. Now, why might this be? I think that the reason this is because the white were tigers are very strong. They have a lot of health. They're quite resistant to holy damage. And I think during full moon, there's a lot more white were tigers, which just means that I take a longer amount of time to kill the boxes, the poles, and I'm slower to move between rooms. And so even though there's higher density or more monsters that give more experience, the overall experience actually drops for me, which is I was not expecting this. I was expecting this to be the other way around. I didn't think that there would be a big difference, but I thought there would be more experience during the full moon. So there you go. You kind of never know exactly how things are going to work out in Tibia, depending on which level, vocation, you are. But in this particular case, it's actually better experience-wise for me to go during non-full moon. There you go. Anyway, taking a look at the other variables, we have the loot, which actually increased about 40% during the full moon, which I'm not super surprised about because the white were-tigers drop a lot of items, a lot of high-value items. So this is kind of to be expected, and I expected this in were crocodiles as well. This is also what I mentioned. I thought that I got a little bit unlucky during the were crocodile full moon hunt. But here we can see quite clearly that you do get a lot more profit during the full moon when there is more of those more powerful monsters. And if we look at the bestiary, it's kind of a similar story to what we saw in the were crocodiles. The base panther goes up from about 4.5 hours to about 6 hours. The regular tiger, the were tiger, goes from 9.5 hours on regular to about 10 hours on full moon. But the white were tiger, the rarest one, goes down from 17 hours to about 10.5 hours, which is about a 6.5 hour decrease, which is again about 33% time saving, which is quite significant. So again, if you're going to do the whole bestiary on full moon, it'll take you about 10.5 hours. You do it outside of full moon, it'll take you about 17 hours. It's quite a big difference, definitely quite a big time saving if you do it during the full moon. But if you look at the remaining results, it's not that big of a difference, at least for me. I think at this level range, really not that much of a difference hunting full moon, hunting regular. That was a big surprise for me. And yeah, with that in mind, let's take a look at the final sort of slide where we can talk about the conclusions and the summary of the differences during the full moon. So first of all, there is a higher density of monsters during full moon. I've definitely noticed that. So you go into a big room and instead of having 11 or 12 monsters, you will have like 14 or 15. And those will in general be the feral were crocodiles and the white were tigers. And also I think the other monsters, they're sort of smaller ones, right? The regular panthers, for example, have like a chance to spawn, a higher chance to spawn as the feral were crocodiles and white were tigers, which is why you have more of those. And this results in the quicker bestiary overall by like 6 to 7 hours. So if you only want to do the bestiary, full moon is definitely the way to go. The second conclusion I have is that the experience on average, I think, will be higher during the full moon. Like I mentioned, that there will be these fringe cases, like for example on my paladin, where it actually is higher on regular, but on average the experience will be higher on full moon. And I think this will be visible the higher level that you are. I think the higher level that you are, the less problem you have killing those stronger feral were crocodiles and white were tigers, which means that with each 100 levels, the gap between full moon and non-full moon will increase by a little bit. I expect that around level 800, you should be looking at about 10% more experience during full moon. And last of all, I think it's pretty noticeable that there is higher loot during the full moon. This is because the feral were crocodiles and white were tigers on average have a higher loot drop table, so the average value is definitely higher. So you kill more of them, more loot, higher profit. Pretty obvious, but it is hard to quantify exactly. You would really have to hunt quite a lot at these places, 5 hours during full moon, 5 hours outside of full moon, then compare. I think then maybe you would have some solid data. My gut feeling is that on average, it's probably going to be between 10 to 20% more loot during the full moon. So that's definitely a very valid reason. If you don't care about the bestiary, but you care about profit making, then full moon is also the way for you to go. And okay, that's all I have for you today, guys. I've been wondering about this a fair bit, so I've had a chance to explore a little bit. So I hope you found this video useful. I had fun making it. Now I know, depending on what's important to me, whether to go during full moon, during regular, or whether, stuff like that, whether it's only worth hunting in full moon. I don't think so. I think it's perfectly fine to hunt these places outside of full moon as well. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know what you found hunting during full moon and outside of the full moon. So yeah, thanks for watching. Gonna do a quick shout out to all my YouTube members in a minute. And yeah, and that's that. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.